42. What are you doing, brother? You know I don't like you popping shit up on me like that. Come on now. Come on now. What are you doing? Apparently this is a big one. I'm not watching it, though. I'm not quite into that type of SCP reading. I mean, there are within the spectrum sometimes. There's types of them that I like, but... Ooh. And Red Goblin, Beyond Omega, no shit. Changing up the numbers. Usually I'm pretty good on Rob Corey. Brought up another one where he was like Green Lantern, or he was talking about the Green Gremlin, or the Red Goblin. Green Goblin.
What's going on, guys?
Damn.
This is Rob, and we are back again with another
Losing out, now he's back. I mean, this guy's a sponsor. It's like, numbers come out, maybe there's a big hit in crowd, and everybody gets the Pokemon Tamagotchi's thing running. But comic books, having Rob Core running it, yeah, it's like, people be talking about Red Goblin tomorrow at work. How do I know? It's in the Ledger.
Final story arc of his long run and amazing run.
The 7 for the Little Posy, and that's right.
And basically what happens is that Norman Osborn, which of course is the real name of the Green Goblin, one of Spider-Man's oldest and most bitter enemies, is basically sick of
well, once I'm done with you, I'll look at you and I'll tell you, well, at this point in time, if you want me to save your soul, you're not allowed to smoke until you get your fucking 90 Ledger done. And I'll look at you later and I'll be like, hit this? Oh, that's right, I forgot you were on restriction. Huh?
So Spider-Man is taken to a planet called Battle World by a guy called the Beyonder, where he's basically bonded with an alien symbiote that he would eventually abandon, which made the symbiote pretty pissed off. Yeah. Later, the symbiote would bond to Eddie Brock, who was also pissed off at Spider-Man, and in their mutual hatred, they became Venom. And when sharing a jail cell with a serial killer named Cletus Cassidy, the Venom symbiote basically left behind an offspring which bonded with Cletus and then became Carnage. Now, something else that I want to point out here is that Spider-Man had also taken away Norman Osborn's ability to become the Green Goblin. And so, in truth, the hope of Norman Osborn...
Who do you got today? Who's your Green Goblin? Who? Don't worry about what the math will be. Who is it? Got one of these things in him. Well, 42 threw this in here for you. We'll give you after. He had Carnage, a symbiote Carnage. Who's the Green Goblin? Well, me, I'm Advocate. That's fine. I'm Gravity. That's cool. I can be that thing. If I need to play the villain, I'm fine with it. Me and Bones will figure it out.
And basically tells them that if he doesn't stop operating as Spider-Man, he'll kill everyone. That's important to Peter. And when I say everyone, I mean like everyone. Now, Norman also takes a piece of the Carnage symbiote.
You don't. Like, for me, the local battlefield always is the battlefield. You're playing the ground. The game is to beat ground. No matter what form that is. Every once in a while they'll ask you to do cut numbers and stuff. That is the ground. That is the ground. But in the same house, in the same setting, you're not in that. And so that is not the ground. And you would be mad as hell if somebody's in that, on that farm, and somebody else picking somebody else's on the indentured servant society. I do, because I'm not afraid to really understand it to time. You always were before anybody came into here, and it's usually me leaning hard on that and doing that devilish bullshit that you do. That wouldn't be the Matthew 42, I don't give a fuck kind of number about. Well, I'll change up the names, because you would be used to those names, but they have different spectrums, they have different subtleties, but you wouldn't be able to tell that between Prometheus and Raphael from here with a flaming sword, could you? Now, in itself, it is a symbiote. It's a T-Virus, Raccoon City, Nemesis, Sea Stars. Oh, because I know what I'm doing. I can dance around a psychologist like Goku, brother.
The serum took his intelligence to the next level, and he basically became a genius. However, this boost to his intelligence,
you're gonna want to gain mass.
In that the serum also seems to cause
When's the last time you sat down and tanked out cooking?
Now, as we mentioned, at one point, Norman lost the abilities granted to him by the Goblin Serum after Dr. Octopus, as Superior Spider-Man,
you got kids? When's the last time you really checked the nuts on the machine? I know it, brother. It sucks. Fucking when's the last time you did skid steer check?
Purged from his system, and the Green Goblin is able to work again.
Have you been on it? Probably. What's the graph? You look at him, some meth addict can kill you. Probably won't finally give you the break. Somebody in the middle still work for it. A little bit of Bunny and the Rookie on there don't get it yet. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know. I would be compromised for kids. But that would be the same index as FMA.
mind. Now, the Carnage
I
symbiote
have
is also capable
lots.
of shape-shifting, and its host frequently use this ability to
me
turn
out,
their
bro.
appendages
If
into
you're not
weapons
in my
like
world
axes or swords,
in
and also
Perovski's,
mimic Spider-Man's
you wouldn't have the
web-slinging abilities.
leverage
Now, the
that
Red
Matt
Goblin
and
in
Mike have
particular
when we
uses
make
this
mistakes.
ability to recreate
We don't
his
make mistakes,
Goblin
he makes
glider,
mistakes.
which
He
he
rookie.
uses to fly
Rookies
around.
make
And an
mistakes.
updated
Rookies
version
make
of his
all the
famous
mistakes.
pumpkin bombs that he very creatively names Carnage bombs, and which actually seem to have
And you're
somewhat
all
of a mind of
blockchained
their
on
own,
formation.
with the
That
capability
was
to
Donnie's
speak
fault. You
and
know,
to
you can't
bite
blame
their
me. That was
victims.
Donnie
He
who
can
made
also
that
heal
rule, and it's a
most
rule that
injuries
works.
instantaneously, including the loss of
It's
his leg.
old
Now,
hat.
traditionally, the Carnage
Your 90
symbiote
days
has had a
on your,
weakness to
30
fire
days is
and
what they
sound,
give you.
but the Red Goblin
Give
does
30
not
days
seem to share these
in the
weaknesses,
mill,
as he's
where
routinely
everybody,
been near
it's like you're
fire
around them,
with no ill effects,
you're walking
and can even
by
breathe
them.
fire for some reason. It's never really explained, but he
It's
can.
weird,
However, he
42,
does retain one of
but
Carnage's
it's that kind of
traditional
fucking
weaknesses,
edginess
which is
that
the touch of
there'll
the
be two of them
anti-venom
for
symbiote,
sure.
which was worn
And one
by
of them
Flash
is just
Thompson during
you're
this
in the area
storyline.
walking by
Now,
and they
it's
notice
time
you.
to address
They
the
were used to
elephant in
running
the room.
camps
The
or
thing
doing
you're
whatever
probably
kind
been
of
thinking
crap
ever
that they
since
were
you
doing
clicked
by
on this video,
themselves.
is Red
Thermal
Goblin
rock, but still
really
people around.
Omega
Whatever
level?
the
And to
crazy
that,
is,
I
there's still
answer an
lots of people
emphatic
around.
maybe. Does he have the feats to
You,
be
yes.
considered Omega
And
level?
now put
Probably
that in a
not.
box.
But he does
You don't
have
need to write it
impressive
down
feats.
with me
He's
right now.
defeated
Save
some
it for
incredibly
later.
powerful
You don't
opponents,
need no
including
rush.
Venom,
You try to
Anti-Venom,
remember
Miles
it.
Morales, Silk, and Doc Ock. He's even
But that's
defeated the Human
one
Torch,
of them.
which is
I don't
definitely his
need the
most
graph
impressive
numbers
feat,
with
since
it.
the Human
I
Torch
don't
is beyond
need
Omega level in
what
its own
was
right, but
actually
is taking
going
him
on
out
in the stone
enough
mill
to
that
make
day,
the character
or
Omega
who they were
level
fighting.
or
It could be
beyond.
just a
Probably
regular
not. But could the Red
operation.
Goblin theoretically
I am
do something that would cause us to consider him
in
Omega
either
level?
way,
And the answer to that is
going
yes.
at that.
Now, he's not going to
Now,
destroy the planet in the traditional sense
you would
by
take
blowing
the
it up.
squeaky
He's not
in
that sort of
common.
a threat. But that's
Now, they're not
to
the Green
say
Goblin
he
out there, but
couldn't
they
destroy
bitching
everyone
hard.
living on the
They
planet.
fucking
In fact,
bitching
I think
hard.
he could. In much the same way that he threatened to kill Mary Jane and Aunt May by
Just out there
sending
grinding
fragments
like,
of
"Hey,
the
you know,
Carnage
brother,
symbiote
you don't
into
want
their
to step
brain.
up to
He
it.
could theoretically do the same thing
I'm just
to
a guy
everybody
walking on
in
the
the
street,
world.
you know,
Would
and I know that
take some
mill.
extensive
I know
planning by
town.
someone with a very keen
Larry's a
and
little
genius
weird
level
today.
intellect? Sure, but Norman Osborn fits that bill. He's smart enough and cruel enough to pull something like that off. And if he's going to wipe out all of the human life on the planet, then I don't think that's a big stretch to call him Omega level. Now, it is a little bit of a stretch to call him Omega level in general, but hey, work with me here, guys. Work with me. With that being said, we're going to bring this